Thank you very much, me. Here I am again, but this time with a real person up close and personal. So we have some upcoming prints from Westfalia's Red Brigade Kickstarter that we thought we'd take a look at because we managed to get a sneak peek at the prototypes or the early versions of them.
Yep.
There may be some tweaking to go between now and final release after the campaign.
I have a feeling as well it's mostly going to be with the pre-supported, because we sent these files off to Warren to print them out, and he was saying that some of the pre-supports weren't the best at this stage, so if there's any tweaking to be done, it's probably going to be with that.
So, a bit unusual for us. We've actually printed something rather than just looking at a My Mini Factory page for once.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
I know.
How weird is it that I'm here being the one telling you about this as well? Madness. Absolute madness.
You're not a ones and zeros fan, are you?
I get very baffled by computers and technology in and of itself. I like people doing it for me, which is nice. So we have an eclectic mix here. Now, they have all been printed with the same resin.
That is the Elegoo water wash resin in grey.
Which is handy. But you may see as we pop a few of the minis under the camera that there's slight differences, you were saying?
Yeah. So
they're slightly matte compared to others?
There's two machines have been used. The Elegoo Saturn 3 Ultra and the Elegoo Saturn 4. And I believe the Saturn 3 Ultra has a ACF film in the bottom of the tank, and the 4 maybe doesn't have that because there is differences in the actual surface detail of the models. So all these things you don't know about.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell people about the Red Brigade?
It all sounds very exciting. I'm very excited. So the Red Brigade, as I say, this is a selection. It's not all by any means, but they are a sub-faction for New Antioch. The idea behind them is Ernest's brother at the Second Battle of Acre, or Acre, if you're Warren.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which is. I've always said Acre, so I'm stick with Acre. Got killed up like a clipper, done by the Heresiarchs, their faction. Anyway, Ernest picked up his brother's Sally helm, covered in his blood, stuck on his head, got waded in, and when the battle was over, he was the only one left standing. And the Red Brigade were formed in memory of him and his beatification, because he was made a saint, Saint Ernest of the Red Brigade, and that's why they colour their armour such. So it takes the New Antioch faction and then tweaks them a little, insofar as there are certain things that have been added, like trench dogs, which gives them the option for various types of hounds. They're not just even one hound, they've got options in there as like a cheaper soldier option or something you can sort of chaff away. However, they have a special role called Hounds of Glory, or Glory Hounds for short. And if they do something worth glory in the game, they get double the amount, because everybody in New Antioch loves a good story. Yep. Especially a shaggy dog story. Apparently. You can see one of the leaping fellas here. Yeah. We've actually got a couple. That one shows you how it sort of comes out when you've got it supported.
Yeah. So this one isn't too bad looking. I think that's been done on the Saturn 4. I have a feeling. I'm not sure how Warren is set up his printers. I think he may have told us some of that setup, but he didn't tell us everything. But yeah, that's one of the doggos.
There are others. My favourite being on his base.
Right.
There is a
little sausage dog.
Little sausage dog.
With stick grenades.
Covered in stick grenades.
One in its mouth and one either side on a little harness.
Yep. I mean, nothing screams vicious attack dog like a sausage dog that is playing a game of fetch with you around the park, in this case with a very exclusive stick.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So they have access to things like the dogs. They are also limited in some of the other options that they can have within the faction or within their sub-faction as well. So there's a few new bits and pieces coming in, and some other pieces that are either going to be limited or dropped out. The thing about the Red Brigade is it's being worked on by Thomas Piernan, so the rules are official. Yes, this isn't just we're doing something for Trench Crusade because everybody loves Trench Crusade. we're doing something for Trench Crusade because everybody loves it, and the guys behind Trench Crusade are working on it. So Thomas has been doing the rules, and there was a version up in the Trench Crusade Facebook group for a little while. I think it's currently down, possibly because of the final run before the campaign launches. So there was like an early, for the people involved, here's a test set of rules. What do you think? Is there anything broken? Is there anything needing typed up or fixed? You can see some, they're popping up here and there. There's a wiki that mentions them, and some of the bits and pieces.
Yep.
But you'll see it all in full detail soon. And then there's also a background being written as well. I can't remember the gentleman's name who's doing the background. I will find out and we'll put it in the doobly-doo below. Or I'll tell you when we go back to me in the studio after this. Or back to me in my house after the studio. When we go back to the regular weekender, I'll tell you his name. So they are getting a whole slew of rules and backstory to go with as well. I see you've grabbed the promo.
Yes, because the promo model is very pretty. Him and a dog were the free models that you could just download and get stuck in with straight away. So yeah, nice detail. I love the Lewis gun over the shoulder, sort of very casual kind of look to him.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff going on there.
Yeah, there's a very much a distinctive look. You can see the expansion in armor, I suppose. So you've got your standard World War I Germans. Some of them have got trench armor, that segmented look, and then the occasional sort of gas mask peeking out there, and then other bits of armor's been added on. But you do go up to demi and full plate, and within that, then there's certain models that have the same sort of initial pose or dolly. I suppose if it was traditionally sculpted, you do one master dolly in a position and then add different details to it. And you can see there's one with a full face Sally and another one who's rocking a mighty tash and slightly different weaponry as well. And these, I think, are absolutely gorgeous.
They are, yeah. And from what little I've read of the actual, of the Trench Crusade sort of like demo rules, because these guys have a lot of armor on them, it makes them a bit more expensive than your standard sort of Trench Crusade, because you can make, for example, there's some yeomen in here, and yeomen can have absolutely no armor whatsoever, or they can basically have full plate, but it costs you a lot more to do that. So I imagine Red Brigade are going to be very much more elite in so much as the amount of equipment they have on.
Yeah, I think that's the other reason that they've included the dogs as a cheaper soldier type, to compensate for the fact that if you go super elite, then you'll just get overwhelmed by numbers.
Yep. Whereas
this way, you can balance out your hard hitters with some cheaper troops in there. There's also some upgrades. So I believe that's the Red Brigade's banner, which can be sort of bought in as a unit upgrade for them, as a bit of holy iconography that they can march in front of. I don't know if that's Ernest's brother's head on the top of the standard as a relic styley. Who knows?
I wouldn't put it past them.
I'd do it like that personally.
Yeah.
Because, nothing says Crusade like a massive bunch of relics being toted in front of the army.
Yeah.
It really leans into
They've made this banner very thin. Like you can see light through it.
Yeah, it's good.
Which is concerning.
Once it's been primed up, it'll be grand though.
Oh yeah, this won't do anything when you drop it.
Yeah. I'm sure there's probably some sort of solider ways of doing things.
Probably.
So yes, you've got the likes of those. A couple of the sort of regular, I suppose. Sort
of regular guys with a shielded, what looks like a Sterling to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or a Sten. No, it's not a Sten because of that barrel, but it looks more like a Sterling to me.
It's quite nice. There's lots of little iconographical details, which is a word I've just made up. So you will see things like, obviously, rosaries and crosses and that sort of thing hanging off them, but also within their armor or on the front of those little sort of shields, gun shields that they have, religious iconography there as well.
Yep.
That one I really like because he seems to have taken a serious amount of damage down the left side of his, or is it the other fella?
So I think it might be the other fella.
Guy. No, it's one of the ones with the trenchy armor. I don't have to do this because I'm old. and I can't see.
Yeah. You figured out which one?
No.
No?
No. Maybe I'm going mad.
Maybe you are.
Because when I see one with a lot of pockmarked armour down one side.
Oh, well, that one has pockmarked on that side, so yeah.
Yeah, as if he's taken a brunt of something at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, a shotgun or something's had to go at him.
Yeah, you're going to need more than that to get past it. There are
character
models, yeah.
The Sniper Prioress, I believe this is called.
Yeah, I think the Red Brigade are limited to a single sniper, or maybe two max. They really are much more melee-focused and aggressive, so short-ranged SMGs, pistols, get up close.
Whereas your standard New Antioch have the Sniper Priests and have a lot more ranged and sort of machine gunny kind of stuff, sort of a bit more range. Still a fair bit of melee though.
Yeah.
But it's all in their options basically.
Yeah. My favourite of all things, and I don't know who this is, mostly because I can't get the current work in progress rules, but he's the biggest. He's not the only big Brit they have. They have
a mechanized infantryman,
yes,
which is huge.
It's like an ogre-sized full plate carrying a massive machine gun. But this guy, he has all sorts of creep going on there, and that's one of the reasons I really like the Trench Crusade aesthetic. It has that fantastical element, kind of medieval myth kind of thing going on. Yeah, and the sort of the almost Hieronymus Bosch-like paintings, obviously they're the medieval, but that weird and surreal feel. But at the same time, still rocking a gas mask. Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to, really. Well, I would. I wouldn't want to be going out in the wild without it. No. So it's, like I say, a little soupçon of what is available. If you are interested in this, obviously the campaign's not live yet, you can still get the promo. The promo mini with his dog. Yeah. And I believe if you sign up in advance of the actual Red Brigade Kickstarter launching, there's a little cross objective marker, a little Sally Helm at the bottom of it, that you can download as well, or you'll get as part of the campaign. So if you are interested in taking a look at these, it's definitely worthwhile. And if you're interested in Trench Crusade, if you've not already joined the Facebook group, you should, because a lot of this stuff has already been talked about there extensively. Although you will need to wait now for the rules to come out. But, yeah, true. But yeah, overall, I'm very impressed with the detailing on these models. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much of it will come across in the camera, because there were things where obviously there's a slight reflection. Yeah. Whereas when I was looking at some of the details up close, there's some really fine, intricate work on them, especially, like I say, in that detailing on the armor, which just really comes across nicely. And I'm not doing medieval. I'm not doing World War One, but I could be tempted. You could be tempted to do both all at once? Both all at once, yeah. So there you go. What do you think of them yourself, John? I know you were keen from the minute you saw Mr. Lewis Gang. I was very keen on these because I knew immediately when I was looking at Trench Crusade I was going to do New Antioch anyway, which means I bought a load of plastic minis, but Red Brigade was then announced and I was like, oh, actually these might be my way in instead, because I don't have to think about kit bashing so much. However, I can always add to them with kit bashing. I can make a load of lesser armoured yeomanry and stuff like that to run around after them. We'll see. Yeah. I really do like these. I'm definitely going to try and get one under camera with some paint at some point and see how we get on with that. Cool. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. Fantastic stuff. Hope that's given you a little bit of an idea of what it is when we're actually unleashed with a 3D printer. We managed to get something printed. Some people lose arms and legs. C'est la vie. People keep telling me how ridiculously cheap it is. It doesn't matter if you fail and throw them in the bin. But there we go. All right, back over to me. All right, thanks, me. And John. That was good. So, Trench Crusade then, yeah. For those playing along at home, because we did talk about the website and the like there, you can go to Westfalia if you want to get your hands on these things in advance. Slightly wrong. I thought you had to sign up to get the or be notified on launch of the Kickstarter campaign to get the little token, the objective marker. But it's not. It's actually just a little Christmas bonus. So you can grab the STL for that. And there is Man Mitch Doug as well. Couldn't find the name of the guy who's writing bits and pieces of the background for it, but sure we'll find out soon enough. All the painting on the Red Brigade has been done by Seb Levine. Talented
stunning man.
And another trench dog, accompanied by all of these stick grenades, all the potato mashers. Still not my favorite. My favorite by far and away has got to be the little sausage dog.
The sausage dog, yeah.
There, it's just so cute. Just send a pack of those herring at people. That'll teach them. Goes live next week. So if you are interested, you can get in there. You can see what they're doing. So rules, minis, and scenario is all coming for us.
Zine and everything as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Red Shadows. But as you've seen from the models we had, they are absolutely cracking. And if you fancy touch the old Trench Crusadings, look at that. That is a wicked looking dagger. There's 2 different versions of that model as well.
Ooh.
So you don't have to repeat, which is always good in a small gang-based skirmish game, that you're not having a lot of repetition of figures. And the Big Daddy going absolutely ham. Somebody's going to get lamped with that bell. So yeah, you can, if you so desire, pop over, get notified at the Kickstarter, or just go to Westfalia and see what's happening there. And obviously the rules will be appearing with the other Trench Crusade rules over on their website as well, if you're not part of the face page group like we were mentioning. So there you go.
Very nice.
Look at us being productive and Johnny on the spot and stuff. In advance, not playing catch up for once in our lives. Well done, me. Well done, John. Well done, everyone.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.